Russian man like inside the dark, call me Bill Snatcher. Just the brother for the rapture. I hang glide, holding on strong, hard to capture. Extravagant, resurrect the track and it's militant. And I react like a garden and start killing. It's manifesting. The gods work like appliances, dealing in my sleep like a lot.
Before we go any further, just want to say today's video is going to be brought to you by Fandomion. If you want to buy some really awesome anime merch from My Hero Academia, Attack on Titan, and Haiku, and so many other anime, I recommend using my link in the description box to check them out. And there's free worldwide shipping on orders over $39. You'll also get an additional 5% off using my promo code down below. For any of you guys who might be interested or on the fence, I highly recommend checking out the website. Pay attention to the size chart. That'll be the biggest thing I would tell you guys. But with that being said, though, let's jump back into today's video. A series like Naruto, where there are thousands upon thousands of jutsu that have been created throughout the series, some so extremely overpowered that they're given an S ranking, and others they're so difficult that in order to learn them they're given the highest grade of difficulty. And then we have the jutsu that are so dangerous that they are absolutely forbidden, known only to a select few who are approved by higher ups or those people brave enough to steal the jutsu themselves. These jutsu are known as Kinjutsu, or better yet, known as forbidden ninjutsu. So a few examples of this would be the wind release with Sen Shuriken, the Reaper Death Seal, the Creation Rebirth Jutsu that Tsunade uses, and the Rinnegan's ability to summon the Outer Path. Generally, for a jutsu to fall into this category, it either has to do harm to the user, violate the very laws of nature itself, or cause widespread collateral damage. Now that you guys have a really good grasp on what a forbidden jutsu is, I wanted to bring you guys the latest installment of the ninjutsu guide, where we're finally going to talk in detail about forbidden ninjutsu. In particular, we're going to talk about Kakuzu's forbidden ninjutsu. So for those of you guys who are new, the ninjutsu guide is the series on this channel where we take a look at the various jutsu that exists in Naruto and we break them all down in an easy to understand manner, because too often I see a bunch of comments from a lot of people saying that certain jutsu are just too big brain for them to understand. Itachi Uchiha, I'm looking at you with that very overcomplicated explanation for how the Uchiha clan's forbidden jutsu works. I'm looking at you, buddy. But in order to understand how Kakuzu's forbidden jutsu is, the Earth Grudge jutsu, we have to look at Kakuzu's origin story. So because I've already made an entire video breaking down Kakuzu's origin story that was not shown in either the manga or the anime, but instead was revealed to us in one of the data books, which I highly recommend checking out, by the way, because that is hands down one of the best origin stories in the Naruto series. I'm just going to cover a few basics from that origin story so as to not just go through and repeat all the information I put in the original video. So in short, Kakuzu was sentenced to death by his village because he failed a high-level mission, and out of rage and operating on sheer survival, the guy butchers the elders of his village and used the forbidden jutsu in order to take out their hearts. However, there's more to this jutsu than just snatching the hearts from victims. This jutsu falls into the category of a forbidden jutsu for a really good reason, because it directly harms the user's body to the point where it actually transforms it. All those black threads that you see Kakuzu sprout out from his body, it's a direct result of his jutsu. His entire body has been transformed into those black threads, but interestingly enough, Kakuzu still has blood, he still has his organs, which we do know since Kakuzu ended up getting stabbed through the heart by Kakashi, and Kakashi managed to steal some of his blood in order to set up Shikamaru's plan to have Hidan kill Kakuzu indirectly. Now, this jutsu also allows him to reattach body parts, reattach severed nerves, reattach muscles, something that not even Tsunade, a medical ninjutsu genius, is able to do at the same speed as Kakuzu. However, this ability does come with its drawbacks. Limbs that are reattached can't move around too fast right away. Then if they do, if they end up getting overstressed too much, they're gonna detach. Most notably, Kakuzu also uses this jutsu in order to extend his own lifespan, and he also is able to gain the chakra natures that he normally wouldn't otherwise gain, because as a quick reminder, as Kakashi told Naruto during that change in chakra nature training, typically adding one change in chakra nature takes several years. There are certainly exceptions to this when you have Boruto do 3 changes in chakra nature and only a few years worth of training, where you have Sasuke add a second change in chakra nature in only a few days. ways. And when you look at Kakuzu is able to add multiple changes in chakra nature by actually stealing people's hearts. Now, the way that Kakuzu does this is he uses the threads to rip into the person's body, and he steals their organs to replace the ones that he's lost, stealing their organs and body parts faster than people steal memes off of Twitter. Now, Kakuzu's even gone so far as to steal the hearts from other shinobis. This gives him both access to other chakra natures as well as a much longer lifespan. Now, the jutsu also allows him to shift his organs around, which makes it a lot harder for him to be killed, and even if you manage to do so, Kakuzu can keep up to 4 hearts at once, meaning that you're gonna have to kill him several more times before you actually kill him. And with a ninja as skilled as Kakuzu, this won't be something that's done very easily. Even Kakashi struggled against Kakuzu, which says a lot. Now, keeping up with the ragdoll theme for this jutsu, Kakuzu stores his hearts in each of those masks, and each of those animal masks that he sews onto his back, if you look at them, they fall into the appearance what you see with a lot of ragdolls. Due to his body being transformed into thousands of threads, he can create new threads for each of these hearts to give them their own body and allow them to operate independently of their main body. And if you want to go for a 7,000 level IQ for vocabulary, Kakuzu's hearts can move autonomously. And what's so interesting about all that is that Kakuzu, even though they're operating independently, Kakuzu can still take over control of those hearts. Now, since each mass body has a different change in chakra nature, the barrage of attacks that Kakuzu is able to hit you with when he's using this jutsu is going to be endless, because it can range from fire release 1 minute to lightning release to water release to combining wind and fire release for one of my favorite jutsu in the series, which is the searing migraine jutsu, which is that jutsu that Kakuzu used and amped up with wind release on top of it when he was fighting against Kakashi, which, as a side note, is a pretty impressive feat for Kakashi that he was able to block it. But the other thing that's so interesting about Kakuzu's jutsu is that one sign that Kakuzu has used one of his hearts to replace one of his own, it can be found in the fact that Kakuzu's hearts shatter immediately afterwards, and a new mask will not be created until Kakuzu steals another heart from a person. However, that's gonna be it for this installment of the ninjutsu guide. Let me know what forbidden ninjutsu you guys want me to cover in the future, or drop your suggestion for another jutsu you want me to break down, and I'll make a separate video on that if I like it. But so always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.